Hey YouTube, this is Voluptuously Skinny with another update on my gastric sleeve journey. I am just sitting here on a Sunday afternoon, just chilling, sitting and actually watching videos on weight loss and so forth and so on. And just wanted to talk to you guys, and I don't know when I will post this, if ever, but just wanted to talk to you guys about something that I discovered yesterday after we're actually watching a movie. Yeah, awesome movie. It was called Reviving Ophelia. And just realized that over the last 2.5 years, I've been in what you would have called an emotionally abusive relationship. And just, it's so weird that I would even allow myself to be caught up in something like that. And what I felt was that this gentleman, like, I love him, I still love him, and I felt like I just couldn't break away from him. And I ended up just recently meeting another guy, and this guy is just great. And so that's kind of what made me be able to completely pull myself away from this other guy. And it's amazing how we just forget that abuse doesn't come only with physical. Abuse is not always of a physical nature. So I wanted to just let you guys know. And I don't know if it was because of who I am or, my weight or what it was. But in fact, since I met him over the last 2.5 years, I've actually gained 69 pounds. And I think back and I'm like, okay, I did think it was the medicine, which I do feel like, the medicine did have something to do with that, but I also believe it was the isolation that I felt, the intimidation that I felt, the sadness that I felt, which I felt a lot of sadness, and just a multitude of other things, just things that he did to kind of keep me tied down and keep me tied to him. So, um, and he was so perfect on the outside, so perfect. Even when I talked about him, my friends would say, "What is wrong with you, girl? This is a good man." And I'm trying to figure out, why then am I feeling the way I feel if he's such a good man? I mean, even to me, he seemed like this wonderful, marvelous person. But last night when I watched Reviving Ophelia and they talked about the signs of abuse, it just hit me right then and there. This was an abusive relationship. Wow. Kind of scary, because I'm a woman that I feel like has it all together and just pretty well rounded, smart, intelligent. I've gone to school. I have 4 different degrees. Um, still strive sometimes to go to medical school. Still think about that. But right now, I know the school setting is for me. But I just feel like I had it together, and I obviously had some things that were missing, and just want people to be aware of that. Be mindful that abuse doesn't always come in a physical nature, that sometimes it's emotional abuse, and that it'll sneak up on you. It sneaks up on even the smartest people. So, anyway, as far as my diet is concerned, I am doing well for the most part. Yesterday, I was off a bit. I had chips for the first time in 2 weeks, and but I did stay under my calorie goal, which was good. There were a couple of days this week that I did go over. One day I went over by like 600 points eating my mama's pound cake, but that's not something that I do often, and not something that I can control. What really frightened me was when I ate the chips yesterday, because chips are one thing that triggers me to want to keep going and going and going and going. But also, I did tell the kids that Friday was our last day going out to eat for a little while we get, things in order. I'm getting ready to start getting my cupboards in order. Went to Walmart yesterday and they had Atkins protein shakes for $2. And then I bought another kind, which I can't remember exactly what it was, but another kind for, $4.50. And then I'm getting ready to order some of the unflavored protein mix so that I can add that to broths and things like that to get ready for my 2 week fasting or 2 week liquid diet. So I have another month or so to go, probably about another 6 weeks to go before my surgery. So I'm getting ready for that and I'm still super excited. So anywho, just wanted to kind of come to you guys with something a little more serious, and so it's not a bunch of little hoopla and ha 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 ha. So this is pretty serious. Anyway, think about that, ladies, and I think some of us ladies that are, a little more endowed and a little more hefty, and we may need to think about some of that stuff because it may be the very reason why you're holding on to some weight or gaining more weight. So think about that. Anyway, this is Voluptuously Skinny. Peace out, baby. Mwah.